Hi, Cheryl here up on my little house on the hill in my dye shed, and just going to start you out with an update of what's going on. Right now I've got 3 fibers here that I dyed yesterday, still waiting to be spun out today. This is Tulip Fields, this is Calm Waters, and over here we have Guava, which is a pretty good red. As you can see, my shelves, the second set hasn't gone up yet, but the good news is there's the board, and in that bag is all the hardware to set up my next line of shelves. So that hopefully will be one of those projects that gets done here pretty soon. It's on the list with my handyman Will, because I still have some bottles of dyes and extra bottles that need to get up off my table so that I can work. As you can see, the coffee cups have already migrated out here. Go Dale Jarrett, yes, yes. So we have my shelves here still. Bins of fiber there. A lot of them are empty. I'm working on filling those up right now. On the table today here we've got wild berry and purples, pinks, and a hint of white here and there. Pinks and purples. Let's see if I can get some better light here. I'm still learning how my light comes in. And over here we've got some more of the olive branch. Getting ready to be bagged and tagged. And back in here is the lily pad. Really nice greeny teal. And for those of you who have been waiting for forever, because I'm so excited about it, here is the March installment for the Fiber Club, and this is in the middle of the storm. We've got blues, steel blue, grays, green, and brown, and I've just been excited and thrilled with this one. It's just been a real fun a spin up to do, and let me show you what I have done with it so far. But first we'll take you on back to the earlier in the year because I just didn't keep up with it. But so here we have on the end here our January installment, which was Straw into Gold. As you can see, we've got some pale yellow that goes into some nice dark gold color to it there. I'm doing all this in natural light because I really want people to see my Bam Huey fiber as to what it really is. I mean, you get all these lights on it and everything, and it's just not real life. So we're going with natural light here. Now, next up is February's installment, which was Red Rock. Had to make a note to self. When using a rock in the middle of nowhere as a background of your red rock, mark GPS location of said rock because you will never find it again. We went searching and I could not find my red rock. I wanted to do an after picture with this, but as you can see, we're just looking at the knit up yarn. Now when I mixed this, I was really hoping to get a little more definition in color. I like what it ended up with, but I was hoping for more blotches of color rather than as well as it blended together. If you look real close, you can see some of the darker, more little burgundy spots in there and some of the lighter. And next up, there is Marches in the middle of the storm. Now, I do the pictures. We'll take the pictures on the 1st of the month. And the 1st of March, we were looking at snowstorms and high winds and just a real nasty day and slick roads and muck and everything. So I thought, it's just not a good idea to go out there. But I did take a lot of pictures of that storm. And the way the little story goes here, I start out with a steel blue gray on the very bottom. Then I started with the blues of the different clouds and all there, and it goes into a dark blue, then into the lighter blue, As you come seeing at the bottom of the screen there, it gets a little bit darker. We're back into that steel gray blue. And then I go to my next gradient of a green, which starts out nice and dark there, as you can see, and then goes and fades out to very pale. And then we're back into that very blue steel gray, and then into the browns after that, which is in the dark, and then goes into, fades out. As you can see, I haven't quite got my knitting done. I am practicing with my "it ain't perfect, but we're going with it" motto for these days. I still got a little bit left here to get spun up. Better angle here so the sun doesn't quite. But it's going to start out once again with that steel blue gray, and then go into a real light blotchy blue, white, gray for the finish. But I really like how these colors are working with each other on here. These are 4 balls that have been stripped from one 3-ounce roll. The next fiber or yarn I'm going to spin out of this is going to be a random spun. So the colors aren't necessarily going to match up. They're going to be broken up here and there and just randomly meet up. Whereas this was spun from one end of the fiber roll to the other, but just a 1-ounce piece. What you're seeing here is a 3-ouncer. Now another thing I did is I separated out each of the colors. Each one starts, now this is different than anything I've done before, so this is the first month of this, but I started out with the steel gray blue, dark blue, and then it fades out in a gradient to very pale blue. And the thing you may notice here is this is all dyed one long piece here, and not the repeat colors as most of my striping does. Now here we've gone back into the steel gray blue and started with the dark green, and we keep moving along here to the lighter green, and then back to the steel gray blue again, and then into the dark brown, and fades out to very pale tan. Here we go, keeps going, and then back to the steel gray blue, which is blotchy, just kind of the end of the storm where you got some white clouds and dark clouds. There you go. And that is that spun one end to the other, then I did a Navajo 3-ply chain, and then knitted into the pattern. Now the next thing I did with separating out the colors, I took them from the dark steel gray blue end, and then spun each color individually on its own bobbin, then plied the blue and green together, and then plied the light speckled steel gray and brown together, then took those 2 yarns and cable plied them together, and always starting with the dark steel gray blue end first. So this is what we've ended up here, and as you can see, you still get the gradient showing. See if I can get to show all those colors that we're dealing with here. If I can get a nice picture of that. But we've got the green, the blue, and the brown all together there. Get those out of the way until it goes into the pale. So we go back here and getting into the darker. I'm not sure how the lighting's showing up, so here we'll get a little further away. But you can see now the green's starting to show up in there. I'm having a little problem with my hands right now and some nerve damage, and I'm just not being able to get all the knitting done that I'd like to. So I'm going with, it's not perfect, but we'll get it there. And that is my theme for these days. Let's get a little different light here so we can see. how the color shift better. If we come on down, there we go. I'm really excited with this colorway, and I still want to do a spin of just random color and see how that one works out. This on the stick here that I've rolled up, since I didn't have time and hand function to get it knit up, I just rolled it there to show what we have. But I want to use that for the brim of a hat, and then I want to go with the random of these little guys spun up together. Hopefully by next time I will have a hat for you to show on that. And on the off to the drying rack here today, we've got some caramel in the Bam Huey. Bam Huey is my custom blend of 60% merino, 40% bamboo. I have it ultra combined so that it's very smooth. You've got a little bit of shine of the bamboo in there, but you don't get those big, huge chunks. While they make a pretty nice shine, when you're spinning, sometimes it's a little difficult when you have all bamboo or all merino. So I like it ultra blended. So that one is the caramel. Those white spots there, those are intentional. That's so that when you're spinning across the top there, you'll get some nice dark color, then blend into a lighter color. It just gives a real nice color change, and not abrupt. It's kind of like your caramel when you stir it, it gets that different sheen to it. Up front here, we have a batch of high tide drying. It goes really well with the calm waters, which is just waiting to be spun out. I like to apply those two together. And hiding in the back here, we've got tulip fields. This one I haven't done for a couple of years, so if you've got some tulip fields, it's been around a long time, but it's been out of stock for a long time. We've got the oranges, the purples, the almost blues. This was based on a picture that I took of tulip fields over in the Willamette Valley. Just gorgeous this time of year. Of course, I do kind of miss that. Let's get the camera back to the right side. Nobody likes it when you hold the camera wrong. All right. But yeah, we're not quite into tulip fields yet around here. We're, last night for about the first time, we didn't freeze last night. It stayed up about 34 degrees, so. But it's a nice day out there, some clouds. The view from my desk, yeah, my desk still is a mess. There's my little sheepy collection. Still working on getting things put together on the shed. It's going to be a while, but I've got all my show equipment hanging. There are the fences I use to hang my yarn and the infamous tree that comes along. And here is my little sitting area that there's some ladies who are supposed to be sending a name to me that they'd like named for my little sitting area. Have a little electric fireplace there, puts out some nice little heat. I don't have anything really set up out here yet for permanent heat, but that gets my fingers warm while I'm working. There's one of my favorite little additions out here in the shed. My little mega spinner. Put the fiber in there, spin it out for about 3 minutes. It's kind of leaky, but out here it doesn't matter, so I'm fine and happy with it. I'm going to get these bagged and tagged. So by Monday we hope to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 10 new colorways listed by Monday. There's the view I get while I dye, so it's not too bad. Here's the rest of my show equipment hanging from the ceiling. For now, I've got little twinkle lights, still waiting to get some insulation up there and cover it, but that'll come with time. So for now, this is my shed. Not perfect, but working on it. So check in on Monday. That's going to be the 2nd of April. I can't believe it's April already. And hopefully we'll have 10 new colorways in there. See you then.